Hello and welcome to an Etoys Minute, or two, with Mr. Steve. Caroline Meeks asked some questions. Let's see if we can answer them. First is, how do you make a moving eyes part of an object? So when you move the object with a script, the eyes move. Well, it doesn't matter whether they're moving eyes or anything. If I place it on top, it doesn't stay in there. But if I place the eyes on top of an object, get the eyes halo, and click embed, I can see the red one selected. It's embedded inside the page. I want to embed it inside the ellipse. Now the eye moves as I move the object. Another way to do this is to select the ellipse, or the item you want to drop into, and say accept drops. Now anything placed inside that object will be embedded in it. Now you may want, this is the way playfields work. Now you may want to turn this off after you've done it. Next she asked, how do we make a mouth that moves? How do we animate something? It's a lot like a flip chart. When you were a kid, you draw those little pictures and flip them through and you make the ball bounce on the screen. So I do 3 versions of a mouth. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to draw a little sketch. Doesn't really matter much what I draw because as you'll see, I'm going to take this sketch and I'm going to go to the graphics. And I'm going to go to looks like. And what I want the sketch to look like is I'm going to go to these items in my holder. So a holder is basically you can think of as a place to hold collections of items. So the item around here, my cursor is at 1. It's highlighted here because I have indicate cursor. And I'm going to have the sketch look like the player at cursor. Well, that's nice, but that's only 1. I want it to look like a little bit more than that. So now I have to increase my cursor. So if I click here and if I click on this piece here, I can go increase by 1. Now I can see my mouth going like that. Well, that's nice. And you can resize the mouth. This is more the mustache moving. I can have it, just click on that and I have a ticking script. I can change the speed of the script by clicking and holding, which brings up the number of ticks per second. So right now 8 is checked, so it's 8 per second. I could do 100 per second, which is a little ridiculous. Or, maybe we'll try 5 per second. Whatever you think works. You can even enter another number if you wanted. And you could say 0.5 per second, which is, I'll let you do the math. Now, how do you control the placement of a speech, thought, or a bubble? Well, you can't. So what I would try doing if you really wanted to move it is I'll use the grab tool, and I'll grab a copy of my speech tool here, and I'll edit it. I'll pick no color, which is an interesting thing because I don't want to show that anywhere. And then I'll erase that little head I had left over. So now I have a nice little thing. And we'll have him, speech bubbles, stop saying or thinking, which is the only way I know how to get it to stop, which sort of answers another question. I can place it here or someplace else. Maybe over there, etc. And how do I control when a speech bubble appears or disappears? Well, it's basically what I showed you before. It's the stop thinking or saying. Now, another interesting thing is, while some people can only talk in words, and that's interesting. And as you saw before, I can also talk in pictures and animations. This has been an Etoys Minute or 2 with the nut, Mr. Steve.